Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back to another thing of the Paragon campaign. I'm just resizing my Zoom. Everybody's got weird stuff on them. Now everybody's in the correct spot. There we go. All right. I was busy getting set up. What am I looking at?
Don't worry about it.
Alrighty.
Oh, it tilts with you. Look at it. It even goes like forwards and backwards. Nice.
Just hiding here the whole time.
Yeah.
I feel like Wayne would have the same reaction.
I know. And if anyone's gonna have a halo, it'll be Wayne. It's foreshadowing. He's gonna die.
Oh no.
Me
first.
All right. Well, before we get into it, one thing real quick. Thank you, Vampy Unicorn, for subbing right there. 11-month streak, almost a whole year.
Wow.
Almost
Seriously
a whole
appreciate
year.
it.
Yeah, really, we appreciate it. Thank you, Vampy. And Vampy also says they like the new looks.
Oh, why they go? Oh.
Gavin, if
my
you could do
gosh.
this, you just click one and you're a different NPC.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're right.
See
You're totally right.
See, the problem
Oh, man.
is my Zoom is the whole stream.
That's okay. Who would it go? Would it go on us or you? Like, who
I
do you
feel
think
like it would
get
ruin it, but at the same time, I kind of want to see what happens.
What?
We could
How
all
do I
be
do
practice.
it? How do I do it?
So
We
down
could
on
all
the
be
bottom,
practice.
you go
In video?
to video, the little arrow, and you do
Okay.
choose video filter.
Let's see who
Okay.
gets it.
Let's see what happens.
Let's go with the Ivor. Oh no, that's a pig, not a bat. Let's be a shark.
Hey, you
Ah!
got it!
It doesn't show up on. It doesn't show up on stream though.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Well, this
that's
is
Yeah.
funny. It's for our
Well, we see a
enjoyment.
shark. That way we know which character Gavin is.
Yeah, because my camera isn't from Zoom. My camera is just direct.
Mm.
All right. Anyway, before we get into it, do we have any announcements?
We do have some announcements. I'm gonna do it with the halo. Here, let me pull this on. Let me turn that off. Okay, cool. So first and foremost, and I did announce this on the Wednesday stream, but I figured I'd announce it here too. The Rakos Linar shirt is now on the website, ready to do orders. This one's nice because you can do it in a bunch of different colors. It's my personal favorite one. It was kind of an accident. I was trying to do another side project, and I asked Erica for the line art, and I saw it, and I was like, I need this in my life. And now I made shirts out of it. But who knows? Maybe I might find a lucky, cool line art of Artavan eventually. Hint, hint, Erica. Hint, hint.
Only Artavan, no, nobody else.
Yeah, nobody else, just Artavan. The two big blacksmiths get the line art.
You already have this version.
Oh yes, that's true. We got the Blet version. Nope. And then the other thing to announce, Gavin, would you mind changing the screen?
Yeah. It's not going. Why is it not going?
Yeah.
Does it not loop?
This is the coolest thing
It
I've ever
should-
seen.
This
It
is our
should loop.
announcement.
Wow.
Why is
I've
it
never
not
actually
looping?
seen the background before.
You pay extra for us to leave.
Why is it not going?
I don't know. You could also just like pull up one of them on there. That's okay too.
What the
I like it
weird?
though.
Everything's breaking.
Well, you could just bring it back to the other one and then just like impose the image on there. That's fine too.
Can't get any worse.
See, the line art looks a lot better with Sean's because he's got the white background, and so you can actually see the little black lines for the surprised one.
Yeah.
It's not letting me do anything. I'm trying. It's just not doing anything.
I know. Can we go back to our main screen?
This is now a podcast.
No, I'm
episode.
saying it's not letting me impose anything.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Bring it back to this one. Now do it.
Just welcome to our Deep Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
This is going to be an ASMR episode.
Yeah, no.
Welcome, everybody.
It's just not letting me do it.
Stop.
Listen to our heavy breathing as we stress it out.
It
when
just
we're gonna
doesn't.
die.
It just doesn't pop up. Let me go like
All right,
this.
cool.
All right, I'll figure it out. You keep going, Andrew.
Cool. Well, basically, long story short, if you go back to the other one, you can show me so I can actually show it in person.
Yeah, that's such a short story.
Yeah, I know.
What a story.
But I'm like, it's visuals are good. Visuals are
It's an
fun.
instructional story.
I'll just show it to you three then. Look, dice bags.
My thing is freaking out.
Whoa. Whoa, that is definitely a bag that can hold dice.
Ah,
Wow.
aha, aha.
Ah, there it is.
So, new project has arrived. I have a bunch of mystery dice bags added to the store. So you can get a bunch of different styles that kind of fit whatever you like. So there's like the base polymer, which has a bunch of like simple and cool intricate designs. And then you got your intricate polymer, which is like 11 dice sets, comes with extra D6s, a coin, things like that. You got your handmade resin dice. They're all sharp edged. That one, wide variety of different styles. Well, I guess all of them have a wide variety of different styles. But then you also got your solid metal and then your hollow metal dice as well. All of them come with handmade little burlap dice bags that I made. And they are all in the store ready to be ordered. And yeah, anyways, got a bunch of fun little dice there. So whether you are like I said last time, a connoisseur of dice or a average dice goblin like most of us, then there's a lot of fun dice options for you.
I'm too poor to be a dice goblin.
Oh, trust me, you can be one. It's just not smart.
I have so much dice. So many dice. But yeah. So, and then here's the size of the little dice bags and everything. Little burlap sack, and then I can show you just kind of what they... Here's one that I really like. You just see it on there. There's a little ring on the inside. This is one of the handmade resin dice.
The one
But
ring.
yeah. Anyways, so there's a lot of fun options all ready to be taking orders and everything.
If you get that mystery bag, though, it's going to cost more because Andrew touched it.
Don't clone me.
All right.
Huh?
One last thing. Just a quick shout out to our Patreon. You get a bunch of cool benefits like shout outs in the streams and any videos that we make down the road, as well as exclusive Discord access, up to and including, playing some games with us over Discord and all that fun stuff, whether we're streaming or not. So just, something fun you could do. Come hang out with us over on there. You also get early access and sneak peeks at some projects. So bunch of fun stuff that you can do over there. But I think that's about everything. So let's go ahead, roll that intro. So, last we left off, Paragon had settled to talk to one Lady Jane Devant, as well as Guthric Hardcastle, the Lich and member of the Veil Keepers. Upon giving you the passphrase, you settled into a discussion with the duo. And it turns out that the Refounders have been seen along the seen within the ranks of both Egarod's army as well as the armies of Grimfast. So, according to Lady Devant, she had captured one of these cultists and requested any interrogation expertise from the party. But, as well as that, Lady Devant had explained another predicament that she requested assistance with. A champion of Grimfast has been wreaking havoc within the territory of Willowfold, completely razing an village on the outskirts of the territory to the ground, led by one Elrica, also known as Sharp Eye. Someone who is less than savory by Lady Devant's standards, and her request was to track down and neutralize Sharp Eye, but leave her alive to send a message to Grimfast that the territory of Willowfold is not to be trifled with. And so, before fully dedicating yourselves to gaining the trust of Lady Devant, the group decided to split up and explore the town and get other people's impressions of her. With Artavan and Amelia checking out the guard stations, the training grounds for the army of Willowfold, for the Brood Knights, as they are called. Seeming to get certain insights about their commander's relationship with Lady Devant. Meanwhile, the other members of the party, Wayne and Cosmo, decided to go and find Almrin, the resident alchemist. And upon greeting him, he asked if they had any money, which they did not, and so the interaction was promptly cut short, only to be interrupted by one Dr. Price, an old Furbolg man who made his way into Almrin's store to berate Almrin. But upon seeing you two there, and Wayne admitting that he has extensive knowledge on anatomy, asked the pair if they wanted to make an easy 50 gold. And so they were brought down the street to his office, led into the back, where the old man had explained that they were about to do surgery on a war criminal as a man was completely strapped to an operating table with manacles and all, somewhat conscious, covered in wounds. So, as you enter this sterile environment, and you see this sight before you. All right then. Let's see what makes him tick.
What? Wayne kind of goes pale a little bit. We're going to help him, right?
What? No. We're gonna do surgery.
Yeah, that's to help him, right? He looks pretty hurt.
Yeah, just cosmetic damage. First, we need to see what's inside.
I didn't do any of that damage. Well,
What?
what?
It's fine. Just grab a scalpel.
I don't think I want to do this.
But I'm paying you.
I still don't want to be paid to hurt someone unnecessarily.
Oh, trust me, it's very necessary. We gotta figure out what's wrong with these guys.
What do you mean?
Well, over at Grimfest, they do things to make their soldiers fight better. And we gotta see if there's a way we can counteract it, but their fighting prowess comes with side effects.
Like what?
It's better to see for yourself. Go wake him up, see what happens. Don't worry, he's restrained.
Wayne would just like look at Cosmo like, what do we do?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to hurt him.
Just give him a nice smack over the head. He'll wake right up.
Why would I do that?
It doesn't have to be a hard smack, just a little pop.
All the smacks from my hand are pretty hard.
I haven't given him anesthesia yet.
Oof.
Didn't you start with that?
I didn't start the surgery yet. He came to me like that.
With all these cuts and everything. Those weren't from you?
No. What part of war criminal do you not understand?
Right.
But we're going to help him, Bad After, right?
If it fixes the crazy.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, he hasn't done anything yet. I guess we could wake him up and try and speak to him.
Okay. She'll just kind of walk over and I can still do this with my gloves, right?
Oh yeah, just little smack.
She'll just like reach over and gently bat.
He like
You're ticklish.
Hi. He's gonna lean up as far as he can.
Are you okay?
I want to turn you into a meat potion.
How would you do that?
The fun way, of course.
Well, it's technically. This guy doesn't know how to make potions, Wayne. I mean, I don't know how to make potions myself, but I'm pretty sure the fun way isn't a proper way.
I want to make it rain blood for my parade.
That makes more sense. Okay.
I'll look to the doctor, Dr. Price, like, are they all like that?
Most of the raiding parties are, and they have, like, handlers that, I guess, kind of point them in the right direction.
I'm kind of starting to think maybe it would be a good idea to figure out how to fix this. I don't know.
Have you always, I'm gonna look at the patient. Have you always been like this?
I want to bite your teeth out.
That's gross. You're gross.
He looks at you. You've got nice skin. I want to wear it. It's pretty.
Oh, thank you. Decorated it mostly myself. Maybe we should let him go back to sleep.
I think so.
I sleep on bones and meat and fun and blood.
That sounds uncomfortable. Doctor. you can you can give him whatever else that stuff was now.
All right. Hey, you see him go, get a cloth, get a potion. Hold this over his face for a few seconds.
Okay.
He tries to bite you through the rag, but can't really.
Every time he tries, she'll do a light flick on his forehead and be like, no.
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 Eventually, he goes down.
Go to sleep, go to sleep.
This is probably the single most sane one I found. Most aren't this jovial.
Coherent. I mean, we could understand what he said, even if we didn't understand what he was trying to say.
Let's just say if he wasn't restrained, that would have been a bit more chaotic.
Yeah,
So you've worked on others before then?
Absolutely not. Normally, this one seemed to be less affected by it. Most of the time, once whatever this effect is engaged, if they don't satiate their bloodlust, they basically go into overdrive and either kill each other or, I don't know, I've seen some corpses where their hearts exploded. I don't think whatever this does wonders for the blood pressure.
I think Wayne would then lean over to Cosmo and kind of whisper, be like, maybe if we do this, we might find out what the cult is doing to Grimfast.
That would be amazing to tell the others. I mean,
So what is it that you plan to do?
Cut them open and see if there's anything weird.
if we help, and I say if we help,
50 gold, yep.
the goal is to make him better.
Yeah, whatever the fuck you want to do, I don't know. That's what you want to do.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right. And he goes, let me get my tools. And you see him grab, like, scalpels, meat cleavers, hooks,
Bone saws.
bone saws. All right, where do you want to start?
Ugh. Wouldn't you know where you want to start?
Yes.
Where do you want to start?
He's gonna go and, like, grab a scalpel and, like, hover it over the body, different body parts, and, like, gauge Wayne's reaction as it gets close to different body parts. Just,
Oh my gosh.
You've never done this before, have you?
I have. And then I got chased out of Starasil, and then I came here.
Oh.
I got my degree from a guy in an alley.
Oh.
Well, before you do anything, maybe we should look to see if there's already been incisions. Stop.
Okay. All right, make a medicine check for me.
My medicine is actually pretty low.
Darn. Well, at least yours isn't -3.
Oh, that was a nat 20.
Oh. So as you're
21.
like examining him, you see this kind of like in the midsection, kind of like a little bit below the belly button. It's very subtle, but it looks like a very thin scar. But with a natural 20, you kind of look at it, and it looks like this cut has been kind of stitched together, but it looks like not with thread. It looks like, as you get close and look at it, it looks like the skin itself formed threads and tied itself together in this really unnatural kind of way.
Nice. Skin weaving.
And it's specifically on the lower abdomen.
Yes,
Is it like going across the whole thing, or is it like a little thing, or like a little incision?
It's like going from hip to hip.
Hip to hip.
Horizontal.
Is there any other markings across the body, including on the back?
There seems to be like small incisions, kind of very small incisions at the jugular, along the arms, as well as a little bit on the kind of inner thigh area. And
okay.
as you're examining that, you hear this. What in the name of all that is holy are you doing in here? As you turn, coming through the curtain, you see sterilized this drow with a completely shaved head. This drow woman, completely shaved head, and just tattoos covering the face. And she's got the gloves on, and she's just kind of staring at you guys.
Dr. Price brought us in here.
I'm Dr. Price.
Then who are you?
Davith, get the hells out of my... Oh. Yes, ma'am. I don't know what he told you, but that psychopath is not allowed in here unless he's my patient. Please tell me you haven't done anything yet.
No.
Just looked.
Okay, well. Are you injured? You're in my laboratory.
Yes, I was just inspecting these incision marks here. The other Dr. Price said that these...
That's Dabith. He's a
Dabith.
local... I don't even know what he is, honestly. I'm Dr. Melody Price.
Hello, Cosmo.
I'm Wayne.
And I'm an actual licensed physician, alright?
Okay, you're here to help him, right?
If I can.
Oh, good. This is much better. We didn't want him to get too hurt.
Right. Yes. Well then. Said you found incisions on him.
Yes, 2 along the jugular, 1 along the lower abdomen, and 1 on over the femoral artery on his left leg.
Right. And she kind of goes and tilts her head and just like... Alright. So it looks like you know your stuff.
Yes, I've read a lot of anatomy books. I've been studying a lot of them for many years.
Right, well. If that's the case. Maybe I could use an extra set of hands. So, tell me, what do you know of this affliction? What did you manage to glean? Because I doubt Dabith was very useful.
Well, when we tried to wake him up, he just was talking nonsense, and he wanted to turn Cosmo's skin into clothes.
Which is flattering, but not in a good way.
And also that they have a bloodlust, but then they will go in, and it's like they have handlers, and if they don't get the bloodlust, they can turn on each other.
Or their hearts explode.
Yes, well, that's quite correct. I guess that means... And she, like, looks over her shoulder past the curtain. That he went through my notes. Gonna need to change the locks again. Alright, alright. These we call... we call them maniacs, but I believe that the people of Grimfast call them marked. There's some form of ritual that they do to increase their bloodlust, and they basically just set them loose on a populace of an area. It's a complete scorched earth tactic that they use more frequently than, and probably necessary, but that's the way of things. Normally, we haven't... Well, normally there maybe be like 1 or 2 among their numbers, but it seems that in the past couple months, well, seems they've been mass producing them. My patient here, don't know his actual name, but he seemed to be a bit more, well, less affected by this frenzy that consumes them. He seems a bit more talkative. The rest usually just howl and laugh maniacally while ripping you to shreds. And it seems that this gentleman here does not share in their enhanced strength or, well, savagery. To an extent, at least. He did take down a blood knight before he was apprehended.
You think they're willing, or do you think that someone is doing it against their will?
Knowing of what I've seen of some of the folks of Grimfast, some of them seem more than willing. There are more than a few of their number that praise the god Balarath.
Ah.
So...
You like lean into Cosmo. I think that's the god of like murder and death.
Murder and cruelty. Death is a very important distinction.
Right.
Death is kind. Death is understanding. Balarath just wants to see you suffer.
Oh. Well, must have had a field day watching me. Oh, field years? That would be more accurate.
Yes, well, my goal was to see if there were any biological changes to the inside, see if there's any sort of way to combat it. Maybe there's some sort of reagent that we can use to cure them, or at the very least, dull the savagery for use in combat to knock their legs out from under them, so to speak.
I think these incisions would be a good place to start. I was just about to palpate them before you walked in.
By all means.
So, gonna go on and just put some gentle pressure on and around the incision sites, feeling for any kind of foreign bodies. Things that should be squishy but aren't.
Make an investigation check for me.
Look at you.
I'm also bad at those.
Your nerdiness coming into play.
I know. I'm glad the nurse gets to be in this one.
That's why I made this part.
Alright,
Meanwhile,
let me do
Cosmo's
this.
like, I can hold things.
And then let me add that. That is an 11.
11? Nothing seems to stand out to you. Nothing seems to stand out to you as you are feeling around.
I'm not feeling anything out of the ordinary.
Well, then let's see if we can find anything inside. And you spend the next little bit kind of making incisions along, basically reopening those scars to see if anything changed within. Anything was in there. Go ahead and make a medicine or perception check.
Perception, because I'm better at that. That is a nat 1 plus 3. Nat 1.
As it goes, one incision goes, and it literally just sprays blood right into your face. It just kind of gets into your eye a little bit.
Are you okay? Should like try and find something to wipe off his face very carefully. Just
And
Yeah.
she's gonna like look intently and just be like, Iowa Station over there, and points over her shoulder.
oh, okay. Come here.
Help.
Just guiding him over to help him.
Go and wash it off.
That was insane. Are you okay?
Am I crazy?
No.
Okay.
Wait. Do you want my skin as clothes?
I mean, your skin is nice, but I don't want it as clothes.
Yeah, you're not crazy. Okay. Back in.
Your skin is nice. Yeah, you're not crazy.
That's normal Wayne crazy.
Yeah. And she took it as a compliment.
All right. Think I might have gotten something. Look here. And you see, she kind of points out an exposed vein that's pulsing.
Wait, one sec.
And then in one pulse, you see something dark move along the pulse.
Ew, this is amazing. Wait, no.
Wait, one sec.
Oh.
So he's gonna Shafarve, and he's gonna do a with his mage hand, reach into his pack. Shafarve Lumos. And then he's going to hold the drift globe. It's gonna float above the table with the light spell on. So we got better lighting.
And you can see the contrast easier, something darker moving within the vein.
You should use our hand to make notes. Wait.
Yes, you're right. Right. And then he's gonna pull out his thing and then use mage hand to write down notes as it's coming along. The things that he sees. Now, is it like almost like a something living, like scurrying away, or is it more just like you see waves
Flow
of
of
boom,
Make a
boom,
perception
boom.
check.
I want to as well because Cosmo's totally interested.
I got 24.
24.
I
It
got
looks
9.
like something living, wriggling, but riding the pulses.
Yeah.
Feeling about riding the pulses.
Is it?
I think that might be something inside.
Is it like a tadpole?
Like a parasite.
Yeah.
Similar to a tadpole, yes, but maybe something slightly different.
That's what I'm thinking too.
How will you catch
Does it look like there's
Right.
multiple or just one?
Multiple. All right.
I have an idea.
And what is that?
Do you have some surgical string?
Yes, I do.
Well, perhaps we could, because you can see it traveling along the vein, but if we were to just cut it, he would probably bleed out. So perhaps we could loosely tie some on one end of the vein and one on the other, and then one passes through. We can both tighten it at the same time, and then we can
Fascinated.
cut it out, and then we can sew it back up so then he doesn't bleed out.
Sounds like a plan. And so she goes and grabs the supplies and gets them all set up. Does the tying. Right, it seems to move with the pulse of the heartbeat. So we just got to time it with the heartbeat. Right, go ahead and make a dexterity check for me.
Just flat decks.
Or sleight of hand.
Stay in there.
Or medicine to time it with the heartbeat. Yeah, sleight of hand or medicine.
It's sleight of hand, and that's a 15.
15. That's just enough.
Okay.
You suture off both ends of the vein, and you catch one of these small things, and then you notice it going back and forth between the two tied off bits. Eventually she goes, makes a little cut, gets a little vial, basically just squeezes it into the vial, corks it, and then holds it up, and you see what looks like a small centipede, maybe about that long, 2 to 3 inches long, just this almost like red string, but as you look close, you see hundreds of wriggling tiny little legs. And it just seems to be skittering around in there.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Right, let's get him patched up before we move on.
I
Right.
can hold it for you.
Set it over there, please. It's
Okay.
on the table.
She like very carefully sets it over there. Does not want that thing to drop.
I'll let her do the sewing. I'll just give her
Yep.
guidance.
Yep. And this is what she does day in, day out, so she knows how to do it. She sews him up all the way. There's still plenty more of those things moving about within him, but at least we can examine that one. Well, I don't know what Dabbath might have promised you, but my work here is just beginning. Will you be staying long in town?
I would definitely. We do have some plans and some important things, but I do want to get to know the town better.
Right, I'm going to reference this thing with my notes and see if I can't cross-reference it with anything that I may have read or seen before, and well, it's time we put the scientific method to use. See if we can get this thing to tick.
It would be cool if we found a way to attract them all to one space. Like if it's blood they're after, like using blood to attract them and then remove them all at once.
I don't know if it feeds on the blood, but
I don't know.
I'll...
There's also a chance that it could just be completely uncorrelated.
That's
Yes, that could be the case. This could just be a very sick person.
true.
But I mean, it's a likely
something
subset. If I had to make a guess, the weird bugs inside of the blood is a good guess.
Quite, yes. Most of the parasites you'll find here in the swamp are, well, a bit more mundane compared to that.
Well, the one thing that I'm trying to figure out is they had incisions along the arteries up by the neck and down by the thigh. So it makes sense that they would try and implant these into the blood. But why the long one across the stomach? That one seems unnecessary and unrelated.
That is a very good question. Perhaps it may have something to do with this person's dulled reaction to them. Or maybe the innards were modified to better suit whatever it is that this does to them. Because all reports that I've read on these individuals is that they tend not to eat, drink, or sleep, so eventually exhaustion will just kill them outright. So perhaps that incision is a different modification to, I guess, keep them from collapsing as fast as they normally would. I could try searching within that incision to see if there's any irregularities of the organization of the organs placement, see if any strange see if there's any strange, I don't know, markings on the inside. I've got an identifying monoscope. Could see if there's any magic at play within there.
I do have a pretty good memory when it comes to the anatomy of many different races. Perhaps while we have an extra hand, I could look at it with you.
Of course. All right, so she goes and cuts open that incision along the stomach. Very precisely, very deftly, and kind of goes and then opens up the gut area. And immediately within there, you see... Well, that's not what I expected. You see this red, bloody sphere. Seems to be dripping viscous blood. And the blood looks somewhat coagulated.
Now, does it look like it's been attached to anything, or is it free floating?
It looks like little, I want to say like strands of it have basically just stuck itself to a bunch of things in there. But as she kind of pokes and prods at it, it seems like they're easily like broken, almost like they're mostly just viscous liquid.
I think we should definitely take that out as well.
Right. And she looks at Cosmo. Would you be a dear and grab a larger glass vial over on the shelves back there, please?
And she'll like hurry over and do that, just like mentally recreate. Okay, so the thing is this big, so we need one that's this big, and she'll get one.
You walk over to it.
Yeah,
Nope.
just,
Nope. Perfect.
Perfect. Yes, she'll take it and bring it over.
Right. Could you keep an eye on his heart? Make sure that this doesn't cause him any distress, please.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She reaches in and very slowly and carefully starts taking it out. It's like baseball sized. She goes, he doesn't seem to stir at all. Not even flinch. All right. She places it in. Closes it. All right. That is not what I expected. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that.
I didn't see that in any of my anatomy books.
Cosmo just very carefully
Yes,
putting
that
it
is
next to the other vial.
Definitely not natural.
Wow.
I think it is.
I don't know, but this is the first surgery I've ever
We're dealing...
been,
Was it solid underneath the viscera, or was it kind of gloopy all the way through?
It felt like underneath the writhing liquid, it felt almost like glass.
Is his stomach still there?
So
Yes.
bugs and orbs.
Yes,
Oh,
everything else is there.
Wow.
We're dealing with some strange dark magics here. I might have to consult a few experts. Right. Let's get him stitched up, clean ourselves up, and then I'll go find my sending stones. And I'll reach out to a few colleagues of mine.
So as we get them all stitched up, I'm gonna give him a 3rd level cure wounds.
Thank you. If possible, would you? So you said you're staying in town. Is there anything else you do? Are you just a traveling physician? You said you only read books.
Oh no, we're from the Paragon. Paragon. We are a mercenary group, but I just like to read a lot.
Mercenaries. Right. Well, if you come across some of these marked in your travels, if you could bring me another live specimen. If you can, just make sure you keep them properly restrained. Like I said, this one was able to down a brood knight, and well, that's no easy feat. And this was a rather unremarkable one. But if you could find one that has fully turned or given in to whatever this is, might be able to compare differences between the two. And see, well, what doled the effects on this poor fella right here. Make no mistake though, these are still soldiers of Grimfast. Once he's healed up, if we're able to cure him, he will be facing charges.
Understandable, but at least we tried to help.
Right. Let's get sanitized, shall we? And you spend the next little bit scrubbing off and everything. Taking off all the protective gear. And as you guys finish getting cleaned up, you see her. She goes and throws on this white coat and looks over you two. Well, I was not expecting to have any help with this, but I thank you, and I'm sure Lady Devant will be most happy that you were able to help me with my little assignment here. I must confer with my colleagues, but before you leave the town, please do stop by again. Is there a place you're staying so I can reach out to you if I find anything?
Oh, we're staying at that inn. What was it called, Cosmo?
I don't remember.
It has the nice lady inside.
The nice lady. I'll ask around, alright.
It's 2 stories, and you have to climb up to the 2nd story.
Small rooms, like individual rooms. Isn't it closer to the center?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like closer to the center, not too far away from the Lady Devant's place.
Ah, yes, I believe I know the place. Alright, I will...
Also, I wrote down these. So I'm gonna rip out a page, hand it over. Rip out another page.
These are...
Rip out a 3rd. Hand it over.
These are very well annotated. When did you
Yes,
write this? You were covered in blood.
Oh, that's why I was using Mage Hand.
Oh, I was so focused I didn't even notice.
I wrote down things that I saw, and I made copies for myself as well. But I also wrote down a list of things that you could try to test with the centipede and the orb as well. And I did it in this order, so then that way it was less likely to destroy it first. More harmless tests first.
Right. Well, that's quite helpful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good at it.
Right, I will begin my my inquiries, as it were. Yes, please do stop by later when you have the chance. I'll let you know if I find anything.
Okay.
Right. Well, if you need, feel free to make yourselves at home or go about your business. And, well, if you have any injuries that need tending to, or diseases or ailments, come see me and I can help out with that too.
Also one thing too is we do want to get to know more people in the town, so maybe you could show us around a little bit at some time. Not right now, just in general.
I'm not one for crowds. I prefer my studies.
Oh, that's me too. And he's like almost like a little relieved, like, oh, okay, good, we don't have to do it right now.
But if you for your assistance, you probably honestly may have saved me a day or two just having a second pair of hands. If you wouldn't mind, or if any of you need any any of your party need any treatment, well, I'll give you your first treatment free.
Thank you.
Of course, each first treatment each for free.
That's very generous.
How
of
many
you.
is in your party?
5.
Right.
6, including Princess.
Is Princess just like a...
She's a monkey.
Familiar. Got it. Unfortunately, my talents do not extend to the veterinary. I typically work on the sapien races. Sapien races and the beast folk. But animals and beast folk, you'd be surprised how much more similar to humans beast folk are than to their animal counterparts.
Well, I've read all sorts of books about their anatomy.
Right. Well, I must be getting to it. I could talk about this for hours, but...
Right.
Not so much today.
How heavy was it, Cosmo? When you held the orb, was it really heavy?
Was it?
It was probably like a little over a pound.
It was like a little over a pound. It's like
It's huge!
I know it's like heavier than you would expect from such a small size item. It's only that big. But it's
Imagine
heavy.
walking around with that inside of your stomach.
Oh, his stomach might have always been sinking.
I don't get it.
And as you leave the office, over on the other side of town, the eastern side of town, Artavan and Amelia, you had finished your time with this commander of the Brood Knights. And I believe your next stop was going to be either the Merchants Coalition or the Fishing Guild.
So the fish has 2 heads, and you're saying it costs twice as much? Why does it cost twice as much if you don't eat the heads?
Because the thing was twice as smart, so it was twice as hard to catch. And you can use the heads for stuff.
All right, I'll take it.
All right. That'll
Amelia,
be...
look at this fish I found.
Amelia, as you look at the fish that he is holding, it is a fish with a second fish head that has been haphazardly stitched onto it.
Ugh. I won't say anything.
Interestingly enough, though, Artavan, you probably could have sworn in your childhood some two-headed fish might have washed up on shore and drifted some points. It's the same lake, same source.
That was back when I was slightly cross-eyed growing up, too, so a lot of things are two-headed. So, not out of the realm of possibility, but there it is.
I
Yeah.
think we are
So as you're looking around this place, you see a lot of people working on boats and everything, and then there seems to be, it kind of fades off into the trees, but you notice what seems to be almost like a canoe slide that's at a very slight incline and it goes really far out. And you're guessing that people literally hop in the boats and slide all the way down to the lake. Which is probably still a good couple mile, or not couple miles, still a good mile away.
I love just a 2-mile slide. Really slow.
Yeah,
really funny.
you're going at like, yeah, it's like 2 miles an hour too, so you're just like,
So in an hour, you'll get there.
yep.
Oh boy.
People use it to take power naps before their fishing trips.
Right. Like on the way towards this area of the city, like how bountiful and how nice does everything look? How happy are the people looking? Like what kind of just like what does this district kind of look like with the people?
It's
things?
looking like a lot of the buildings are kind of stacked on top of each other. It looks like a shanty place. But as you get peeks inside, like through windows and things like that, it seems the insides of the buildings are actually pretty well furnished and comfortable looking. But the outside, just due to the constant rain and the mud and the flooding, it looks like a swamp village, mud caked on the side. But as soon as you see the warm light inside, you're seeing comfy looking rugs, things like that. The people around seem to be moving around. Everybody's at work in some way or another. Notably, you have not found a single beggar. Everybody seems to have something to do. Even the occasional person that seems to not have a use of one of their limbs or maybe is paralyzed is still doing something. Like you see, one wheelchair bound person that seems to be weaving nets and things like that. So it seems that even if you have some sort of disability or hindrance, they will find something for you to do to kind of help out. You notice as you're kind of in the fishing area, the language here is much more casual and full of curses. And a lot of the passersby seem to be heckling their neighbors in good spirits. So you hear playful insults being tossed around and things like that. There's occasionally you'll see a group of kids playing with something, a couple of kids playing down in the mud with sticks that they're using as swords. And you're seeing some kids help their parents with like baskets of fish and everything. And then there seems to be one building that kind of dominates this place, almost like a giant pavilion that is set up as a big kind of fish market, but you do see almost like what looks like a conference area within the place and people coming and going, and there does seem to be some people that have somewhat set up shop within that area.
Okay. I'm just trying to go talk to beggars, but I guess not. Yeah, I think we'll be taking all these things into note. I guess Artavan would then just kind of, as we're just in the middle of everything, taking all of it in, he would just ask Amelia. So do you think you've seen enough, or you feel like we still want to go check on those merchants?
I mean, it seems pretty not completely obvious, but people seem to be doing fairly well here. At least enough to be able to take care of themselves and to be able to be kind to one another. We can, I suppose, if we wish to, but I don't know if it's necessary.
This has been insightful, to say the least. Obviously, I have an issue with undead and vampires and all that, but
You
but
what?
I think I know or feel well enough to at least be willing to help her in her interrogation, and perhaps from there. And I think I would need. I have an idea. I'm not really sure, but I think there's a spell in this book from my teacher. I was wondering if you could help me find it. Might help with the interrogation.
She would kind of just gracefully hold her hand out for the book.
And he would, kind of give a little bit of an idea, like little pointers of what to look for, keywords and all that. I'm sure you're not even hearing him, as you know what to look for, as you probably can guess what you're looking for. But I do think with Artavan being able to go toe to toe with some of these undead vampires and the living all together, he doesn't like it, but he's willing to try and see them as alive, try and see them as people for the time being, put aside his difference and work with Lady Devant. But they're probably going to head back towards the inn. I feel like they're pretty satisfied with just the overall feeling of the place, the people, and seeing that there's no beggars is kind of a big one, and kind of enjoy what remainder of this time is, and get to see if we can get this spell down.
Okay. And as you make it back to the inn, Vivi is putting on a show for the patrons of the inn.
I'll throw like a prestidigitation above his head. Just like sparkles or something.
Alrighty.
I'll throw a two-headed fish over his head. Look at that!
Oh, that's
I found a cool thing.
crazy! Alright. And as you return to the inn, are Cosmo and Wayne also heading back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, that is where we are going to take our break. So, players be back at about 6:42, and we will just pick up from right there. Right, here we go. Alrighty, and we're back. Nikki had to step away today. She's not feeling too well. So we're just going to keep on going. But, so you all arrive back at the inn at roughly the same time. And, yeah, within the inn, Vivi seems to have stirred up quite the crowd and is... kind
like
of
a
having
mob, or is it like a happy crowd?
a happy crowd.
Okay.
Yeah. On a nat one, it's a mob.
Yeah, no, it's a happy crowd, and
Princess now has a two-headed fish.
yeah, we'll say this song in the background is Vivi, kind of entertaining the crowd, little bit. All right, so as you all reconvene, you see the nice owner serving drinks behind the bar. It's a pretty packed in here, but you still have your rooms up on the top floor. Up the ladder. Your each individual rooms if you all want to squeeze into it.
We'll squeeze it. Now, hey, Cosmo, didn't you say that you were going to bake today? Should we go? I guess we could talk first, and then we could go and bake.
I forgot about that. I'm fine with whatever you want to do. If you want to talk first, that's fine.
Hey, Artavan, guess what we did? We performed surgery on. We performed surgery.
What did you do?
We performed.
You performed surgery?
Yes, that is what we did.
How'd you know?
What? Are they okay?
Maybe.
Did you?
We don't know yet.
Was it intentional? Did you get permission, or was it just a random?
Well, first we were hired over, but then the doctor was kind of crazy. But it turns out the doctor was really Dabbeth, and Dabbeth is kind of crazy.
Dabbeth.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. But Dr. Price was really nice.
Okay.
Also, I think
How'd
you were
it
right
go?
about Almren. I think he just likes drugs.
Well, yeah, he's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Who would have guessed?
Definitely not us.
Yeah, it's the peer
It's a
person you
mystery.
expect least.
Yeah, it's a mystery, Wayne.
You see, like as you're discussing, you hear this kind of like sneeze next to you, and as you look over, you notice Amelia is looking really flush and kind of feverish all of a sudden.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm not feeling quite well. And you notice the owner kind of look over. Oh dear. Looks like she's got the swamp fever.
What's that?
She's
Is she okay?
Just a little nickname for it. It's like... Imagine... It's like a cold, but worse. Some warm tea, some medicine, and some rest will do her right good.
no surgery, Wayne.
Oh, no.
No surgery.
Right.
Thank goodness.
Oh, don't worry, I got the remedy around here somewhere. But you little miss need to head right on over to bed.
Oh.
Since she hands me back my book.
I'll save a muffin for you.
So. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the owner comes out to kind of after gathering some things, kind of goes to walk Amelia upstairs, help her up the stairs to her room.
Never saw her again.
No.
So we did some in the surgery. We found some interesting things inside of the person. There were these little red like centipede bugs inside, and an orb with lots of like coagulated blood and things on it.
It was only like this big, but it was like a pound. It was heavy.
Hmm.
Oh, and the person was crazy. He was from Grimfast.
He wanted to wear my skin.
Understandable. Okay. That's quite the development. What? Cool. What does that mean for us? Do you think?
Well, because you remember Lady Jane Devant
I
said
have
that.
a 9 in intelligence.
Right. Lady Jane Devant said that the cult was working down in Grimfast, and I think this might be correlated with that because what happens is so he was crazy, but we were told that there were a lot of the Grimfast soldiers are crazy like him, and they just want to kill and destroy everything. And they have handlers, and then the handlers will point them in the right direction. And if they don't kill things, they will either turn on each other or their hearts will explode.
Well, okay.
And I think that the bugs and the orb have something to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that sounds relevant. Okay, I've got to change my perspective. It's no longer a random person you found knocked out on the street.
No.
This is a grim.
It was a
guy.
prisoner of war.
Prisoner of war. Okay, our enemy. Okay.
We were trying to help him, though. I didn't want him to be crazy anymore.
Oh, naturally, that's just the way you are. Is the doctor looking more into the stone and bugs and stuff?
I gave her a list of things of tests that she could try and run and things to look at, and then she said to come by and visit her in the next day or two.
Cool. Seems very productive.
Also, she said thanks, and if one of us gets hurt, she'll give each of us treatment for free. Each.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of us.
Maybe we
is
could
sick.
take Amelia there.
Yeah. So help me if she has bugs and orbs inside of her. It wasn't me.
I don't think she does.
No, probably not.
What about you?
Yeah, our endeavor was interesting. We went to a barracks where I helped. Where we met a captain.
Ooh.
I helped train some recruits. Apparently, they have like a whole squad of vampires they train there, and all these newbies and recruits. And if they're training them almost like some sort of rehab, whatever that is, to kind of help the vampires not feel so vampire-y. And if they try and bite you, to punch their teeth out. Look at this necklace I have. It's a whole bunch of teeth now.
Whoa! So many
Wow, you have vampire teeth.
Although this one's just regular tooth.
teeth. You didn't need to use the stakes, did you?
No.
Oh.
But it was
Just in case.
insightful. Yeah, not yet. Next time. It was insightful for me. As I sparred with and against many of the living, the undead, and was able to hear and feel behind their actions a bit of humanity, at least enough to satisfy me from now. And one thing we noticed, I don't know if you noticed as you were walking around, but we couldn't find any beggars or homeless, any people who, beggars. Yeah. And there was a lot of happy people, and I found a two-headed fish, some, I don't know.
A two-headed fish?
I
I
did,
want to
yeah.
see.
It's, Princess has
Princess.
it over there.
Wow.
Interesting.
I think it gives good luck or something. But we were satisfied, and the recounts of the people's opinions and their tales of how they know Miss Jane Devant and why
That's
it is
good.
they fight for her and serve her and some of the deeds she's done. So I think it's enough to satisfy trying to work with her for now. I think we can put aside our differences and see what we can do.
That's good.
Yeah. So, I think whenever we're ready, after you're done baking and we kind of get things prepared, we can go tell Mr. Vaunt that we are willing to, follow up on her task and do our little interrogation of what it is that she needs us to do to gain her trust.
One thing, you should definitely ask him to see if he knows anything about the centipedes in the blood and the orb in the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was one other thing that Dr. Price said. She said if we could get another specimen or a person with
victim.
another victim with the incisions to bring them in as well. But she said be careful because she thinks some of them would actually probably be willing to have whatever it was that was done to them.
Sounds kinky. I like it. All right.
Oh, and one of them took down a brood knight. I don't know which one is a brood knight, but it destroyed him.
Was it brood or blood?
Brood knight, like one of Jane Devant's soldiers.
Maybe we can meet a brood knight and see how tough they are to take out. And then that might show a little bit of strength behind their affliction. Okay, well,
I wonder if a brood knight is like the one that we saw in that camp where he had like the fancy wooden armor and the veil over his face.
Do you think that guy was a vampire?
Maybe.
Vampires are broody.
Cause all the people that I've seen around with veils over their faces seem to be vampires.
Those were all vampires?
You didn't know?
No!
Oh! Whoops!
Well,
I could have been asking them questions this whole time.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I mean, they seem pretty busy. But yeah.
not a lot in the city.
I also think it would be interesting to go see the people by the lake as well before we head out there. Jane Devant said that they could be helpful.
The druid people?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. That would be good to do on the way, for sure. What do you think the interrogation is taking place? I imagine we're doing this first, or are we retreating?
I think so. I think she said that it was in the manor down below.
I think so. Okay. Well, I guess, do we have any other questions or concerns? Do any of you feel confident in your ability to get the truth out of someone?
No. I can ask nicely.
That's all we might need, probably not.
Like
But we
I
could
said,
definitely
I
try
can
it.
stand there and look intimidating for you. Or
I
you
do
do
have-
just talking.
I do have a spell, Amelia, showing me. See if it works. It's from my teacher.
Ooh.
But I've
Interesting.
never really. This is all kind of new for me, so we'll see.
Well, maybe
Most
I
of the
could
spells in there
give
I
you
can't
a
do.
bit of guidance from Bahamut.
Behind what?
From Bahamut.
Just the guidance like I normally do.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Okay, well then let's get ourselves together and go do your baking thing, and I'll go and fetch my fish, see if we can do something with that. Make some luck food or something. And then we can go on to meet Lady Dupont.
Yes.
All right. So, after a little bit, Cosmo, you're let back into the kitchen, given access to the ovens. What are you making?
Oh, she's making the best muffins she possibly can. With all the resources they have and she has. I mean, since they don't have chocolate, maybe it would be like blueberry muffins or something.
Swampberry muffins.
Swampberry muffins, yeah.
Swampberry muffins. That's canon
Swampberry
now.
muffins, yay.
It has the texture of artichoke, but tastes like peaches.
Delicious.
That's confusing my brain.
She's
I'm
working
trying to
hard.
imagine that right now. I'm like, I think it's just an artichoke that's turned.
Oh my gosh. My brain is too fried for this. Oh man. All right, but as so as you're kind of serving these out, it's the people that were there enjoying the music being performed by Vivi were super excited to have the muffins brought out, and it is people are eating them up. Most of the time they don't get many sweets around this place, so it's definitely a rarity that you are serving them.
Yay! Exclusive Cosmo special.
All
Yeah,
right.
she's enjoying it the whole time. She's loving being able to give them to people, hand them out, have them enjoy.
Mm-hmm. And eventually though, you finish baking, and as you guys finish up and you kind of get your station cleaned up, it's getting later into the night. Vivi takes a small plate of the muffins, like, I'll run some up to Amelia just so she can have some too. And
Okay.
Again.
go. Yeah, and he'll go and run up the muffins to Amelia.
Yay!
How much money did he make, by the way?
4 gold.
All of it.
Nice.
Perfect. It's going into the funds for investing. But we need more money first.
Right, but as the evening sets, it starts to die down as the streets become a bit more lively, with some of the more night-oriented citizens start coming out of their homes and beginning their days, or their nights. But the inn itself seems to be steadily dying down.
Nice.
Was the manor far away?
No, it was like a 15-minute walk.
Oh, that's close enough. Okay.
I guess
if
we
if
can
Bee
go.
wants to join us, we can go.
You want me to come too?
Only if you want to, princess.
Yeah, I can come.
Princess spoke. No.
I was
Was it-
translating for you.
Oh, okay.
Princess is just gonna have like some deep, manly voice. I will accompany you on this quest.
Ricos.
It was the
Yes.
cactus all along.
Judith.
No, Judas.
Okay, well, let's get going and hide from the vampires. And go talk to the
Alright.
big vampire.
So, You make the short walk over, the 4 of you, or 5 of you, including Princess. And as you approach the doors, you see the gargoyles on either side and kind of standing guard near the front. You see the familiar figure, the heavily armored undead dwarf, who she pointed out is Bjorland. Kind of guards the front door, and he, as you approach, he looks you up and down. Right. What's your business this time around?
Well, first off, are you a brood knight?
Not really. More of a personal guard.
Okay. We are here to see Miss Jane Devant about a request she made of us. We're here with an answer.
Alright. Head on in. And he steps aside and the gargoyles open the doors for you.
Little eye twitch at that. Doesn't like him.
Well, Cosmo just waves at them.
So as you enter in, you see Jane standing there wearing this dark green dress. And she's sipping on a glass of sanguine wine, aka it's blood. She's sipping at it.
Of an alcoholic.
And she kind of swirls it. Well, welcome back.
Hello.
Well, hello there.
We've decided to take you up on your on your offer to help you with your interrogation and to fulfill the quests that you demanded.
Well, I do appreciate that. And as promised, you send that message to Grimfast, then once again, magical item will be yours.
And don't forget this one here, Gawain. Has a lot of questions he'd like to ask you. He's very curious about you. Fascinated.
Of course. I'll be willing to give any information so long as it does not compromise the safety of me or mine.
It's very kind of you. I do have a lot of questions, but they can wait until after we do the other job for you. But one side note, Dr. Price, we helped her with the surgery on one of the Grimfast people, and we found some interesting things, and she said that you might be interested to learn a little bit.
Yes, I'm the one that sent that prisoner to her. I'll be sure to check in with her. Now,
The door creaking just spooked me.
I
was
know.
like,
I was watching your face, and I was like, "Are you doing something?"
It was only right audio, and my door's to my right.
Yep. Turn around, and it's me standing there, just like, "Don't trust him. It's not. It's not me."
How fast I'd beat you up for that. That'd be great.
Something you want to do so
Skinwalkers are
bad all
real.
the time.
Yeah.
But she goes and she sets the glass down. Right, now I have not been able to persuade the gentleman downstairs to part with any information. He seems not to respond to any negotiation or threats. So, whatever he is, he's either very well trained, very stubborn, or scared of something scarier than me. Or all of the above.
You know, it'd be hilarious if he didn't speak common. Just didn't know what you were saying at the time. We can try it. I'm sure we can come up with something.
If that was the case, then I'm afraid I've made a blunder. And you see her, she kind of freezes for a sec. Realizing she didn't try any other languages. And then she's like, I hope that's not the case.
Just an average nice guy. Just like, please, what are you doing to me? I don't understand you.
No
What are you
entiendo,
saying?
no entiendo.
No entiendo. He's
one
trying
guy
to
that speaks
spell. He's
Spanish.
trying to cast spells at us.
Oh, those are somatic components!
Gang
Witch!
him.
Burn the witch!
Oh my gosh.
So is he downstairs or where is he?
Yes, if you head to the door in the back of the lounge, you'll find a staircase heading down. You'll go through the cellar, and on the other side of the cellar, you will find my accommodations for him.
Okay. Let's go play nice. You know, let's go play nice.
Okay.
And Wayne, if I tell you to step outside the room, you must do so.
Okay.
So, as you go down the stairs, you're met with this rather narrow staircase. Once you hit the bottom, you hit this. You are now sufficiently underground into solid stone, built up to reinforce against the wetness outside. So the walls, the underground stone walls, are very thick to keep any water out. And down here, you are seeing racks of wine and whiskeys, just vintage, some of the most vintage stuff you've seen. And you notice another door at the back. And as you make your way to that, it opens as you approach it. As you enter in, you see a decent-sized room, probably about 15 feet to 15 feet across, with smaller rooms attached to it with cell doors. You notice only one of these cells is occupied. And within the cell, kind of strangely, there does seem to be in each of the cells, a pretty comfortable bed, a couch, and a table.
I'd want to get locked up here, but anywhere.
And
This is so much nicer than the pit.
yeah, and the cell door itself isn't anything sophisticated, but you do see he does have a chain around his ankle. He does have a chain around his ankle that latches him to the wall. So inside you see this half-elven man who looks kind of scraggly, middle-aged, so he's got weathered skin, a a bushy beard and just kind of scraggly hair that kind of goes down his forehead a little bit. Tannish skin. And you notice he's wearing normal clothing, but you notice kind of set aside on another table that's in the open area of the room, a white robe and a mirrored mask. And he seems to be sitting at the table, elbows on the table, with his face in his hands.
And are we kind of like left alone at this point?
Yep. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention. Lady Devant did give you a key.
Be funny if I go like, okay, Wayne, step outside, and you just step outside the bars and just watching.
Get him! Get him!
I'm like, I don't want Wayne to see this. Okay. Yeah, I think we'd go to approach the bars. Did we get a name at all? I guess we wouldn't know a name, would we? No.
Nope.
Okay, looks like we are to see if we can get you to talk today. Isn't that kind of exciting? Can you understand what we are saying right now? Nod your head, shake your head no.
He just kind of glances over at you.
He says like the same thing in Dwarven, Dwarvish. Do you know anything else, Wayne?
When you say in Dwarvish, he like he gets confused at that bit.
Not
I'm going to say a couple phrases. Do you speak this? Do you speak this? Do you speak this? Switching from Celestial to Draconic to Undercommon and then back to Common.
Now we're casting spells.
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing?
Ah, good. You speak common. I feel like Brennan Lee Mulligan that time. The next 15 minutes are going to be very important.
Oh, good, he's speaking
I
English.
was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, good, you
Okay,
speak
you
English.
speak English.
Like no one can top that.
What do you want me to tell your family?
I cannot guarantee your safety. Okay, and he kind of would let all of us inside. So, looks like Lady Devant has been having a difficult time getting you to say anything. I'm not sure if you're shy. We weren't sure if you didn't speak common or if you, you felt ill in the tummy or something. But she decided to reach out to us, people who kind of make sure the deed is done. Let's see. And he's gonna like start pulling out, like he's got his bear trap still. He's got his dagger. He's gonna like send out these tools, these instruments, not like just as intimidation. We're gonna start off nice and gentle, give you plenty of opportunities to speak before we get into any of the fun stuff. Let's try off nice and easy. Okay, when do you want to start?
What's your name?
You are the Paragon.
Ah, great.
You killed Xylith.
Sure did. You made me speak.
I have nothing to say to the likes of you.
Okay. Right. Super cool and edgy of you. I respect it. Keep your mouth shut and all that. Okay. I'm gonna try this. Let's see if this works. I'll start off. I'll start off nice and simple. I'm just going to need you, good sir, to make. Where is it? Where'd you go? A charisma saving throw.
That is an 8.
That is a failure. You would see as Artavan pulls out the book, like, okay, it's Wingardium.
Leviosa.
Ed knob mode.
Bippity boppity boo.
Bippity boppity start talking. And you see kind of like this little gentle pulse of light just kind of just emanate out a little bit as he casts Zone of Truth.
Ooh. And because
Ooh.
he failed the saving throw, he also doesn't notice it at first. So you see him, he just sits there.
It worked. The spell cast this time. He's trying to hide his little excitement on that.
How big is the zone? Isn't it like a 15-foot cone?
It's a 15-foot kind of zone, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're all in it.
Technically, yes.
Do we have to make charisma saving throws too?
I think it's creatures of your choice.
She says when a creature, enters the spell's area for the first time on its turn or starts its turn must make a save.
Okay, so all of us.
So all of us.
Yeah.
I hope I lose.
I'm pretty sure I
willingly
passed.
fail.
I got 23.
I got
No, I
a
can't.
12.
Haha. It's 14.
Yes.
So he kind of
Gotta be
looks.
honest.
He kind of looks and he's like, "What the fuck? You didn't do anything. This
Is that
is
so?
this is such a pathetic display."
Oh, is it? What were the questions we're supposed to ask again? Just like
I don't know,
where?
but his eyes are really pretty.
Well, we want to ask about the worms, and I want to know what they're planning. How many of them are there? Is the cult working? Or I want to know more about what the cult is planning. I guess you could say.
Mhm.
How far are they in their progress? What things are they hoping to accomplish? How many of them are there? And what are they doing to the soldiers of Grimfast? And things like that.
Okay. Okay.
Oh. Wait, come back. He's on the other side of the bars. Come back.
Mhm.
Yeah, you see
Also-
the guy. He's like,
See what he knows about the surges.
Okay. So, all right, let's get started again. You failed the first test. Let's see if you passed this time. So we'll start with a little baseline, see if we can identify what your heart rate is when you tell the truth and when you lie. Pull out my lie detector machine. What is your name?
Marushu. And he like,
That's a lovely name.
Marushu.
Very
That's not a common name.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Marushu.
Very nice. Marushu. Okay.
Mushroom.
Marushu. Pleasure to meet you. We do have some questions we'd love to ask you. And we'd rather you keep all of your appendages. Kind of show the like the necklace of teeth, but
make an intimidation check with advantage.
And
I can
guidance.
break bones. I can break bones so easily.
You got Zone of Truth.
Okay.
It's like bending a carrot. Snap.
That's
And
what's the guidance? D4?
D4, yeah.
30?
Oh,
It was a crit with a 4 on the guidance.
Oh
my
my
gosh.
gosh.
he turns like
man.
4 shades lighter.
Oh, a changeling. Okay. Okay, let's try one more time, Wayne. We found his name. You had a question about the bugs. What was it? The worms?
What is the
I'll
cult
make sure of the
doing with
answers.
the... What are the blood centipedes that are inside the Grimfast soldiers? And the orb?
They gifts. They are blessings that they receive through rituals.
Where does the centipedes come from?
I do not know. The
Where
blood
do you get them?
The blood shamans from Grimfast, no. These are not ours. They have been doing these rituals for decades.
Oh.
This is their culture.
I assume you're part of the Refounders.
Correct?
Kind of a boring name.
Not unless you think about it for more than 2 seconds.
You think about it for more than 2 seconds?
I'm a member, am I not?
You can still think it's dumb even if you remember.
Even if it's accurate, it doesn't mean it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the fun in finding something, then losing it again, and then re-finding it?
I do that all
See
the time.
thrill in that.
He rolls his
I would just
eyes.
call you forgetful. So how many are you? How many members are there in the Refounders?
I do not know. We are kept relatively isolated from one another. For the most part.
How many do you know?
Yes. Oh.
32.
That's a lot of people to know.
Most new recruits and hopefuls.
So you're a new recruit.
No. I was part of the chapter to seek aid from Grimfast.
What exactly are you guys wanting to do? And I don't mean theologically or rhetorically, I mean detailed. What do you plan to do?
Our leaders have found a way to reshape things to our liking.
Seems kind of selfish.
If
You
that
know.
is what you think.
Would you know what that way is? What kind of discovery they found to help shape what they want?
It's ancient. Ancient power. Precursor.
Fascinating.
Did you guys find some of the ruins?
I do not know where or what specifically this power is.
I've read stories over the past couple of years of precursor ruins being found. Read some of the reports and the findings. Is it here in is it in Alabast?
I do not know.
Do you know where your Refounders are kind of headquarters, where they are? The boss of your boss, where they kind of send the messages, per se?
The highest ranking member that I report to is in Storasil, underneath the city.
Interesting. What's his name? Or her name?
Zoth.
Lovely.
In case you write this down.
I have not seen him, but I have heard his voice.
Are all of your higher ranking members mind flayers?
Xylith was the only one that I knew about.
I mean, that's nice at least. Nasty.
I don't want to see any more of those tadpoles.
They smell awfully bad when you kill them.
Xylith was more of a ally rather than a member.
That checks out.
Out. So we know that you're going to Grimfast to get recruits, but what about Interrogation?
The first step in building something new is to burn down what was there before. Egorod is intrigued by our doctrine. Maybe he will prove faithful, maybe he will not.
Is that why you're starting the third surge?
We are not starting it. This is inevitable, but we are helping it along. The forces that cause these surges are beyond any of our comprehension. I don't even think that They know that they do it. I don't think they're even aware of us. At least on the large scale. It's like a mold, it spreads.
I know a lot of good ways to kill mold.
The surge is nothing but ingots to once again build something new. Shape things.
Well, good thing
to
we have a
ours.
blacksmith too. Why did you join?
Who wouldn't want to shape their own world around them? Bring back things that you have lost. Gain things that you deserved but never received. Hurt those untouched by justice.
Heck, I feel like even I'd be tempted with that kind of offering. Though I don't think that your organization and I have the same vision for the right kind of world. I can understand the allure of it.
What good is bringing justice to those who hurt if you're gonna just kill a bunch of innocent people along the way?
You do not kill mindlessly. We are not savages. We try to bring people in to see the potential.
Though we did just speak to one of you and they wanted to wear her skin. That seems pretty savage to me.
The other one wants to burn and conquer the world. You just said that you're trying to bring around the or one of the surges, which laid waste to thousands and thousands of people. When we first killed Xylith, he had a bunch of people trapped up trying to turn them into mind flayers. I don't think you, I don't believe you for a second.
I think you're trying to convince yourself.
That is your prerogative.
For those non-frenzied crazy people that want to wear people's skin, do you know of any kind of way that, like, let's say if they were to tell you what you're signing up for, would they be like, stay away from table salt, it'll reverse the effects, or something like that? You know, some sort of remedy or weakness for those who have been afflicted. Any kind of weakness that might help to get their humanity back.
They were barely human to begin with. They took on these monsters willingly. Without a willing host, the parasites die. Such is the nature of the ritual. It cannot exist without consent.
Points for that.
And what about the orb? What does that do?
I do not know. I only saw glimpses of their rituals. I did not participate or investigate closely. But that much information I did glean from my apprentice.
What's the name of the lady that we're supposed to go look for and bring back, or not bring back, but keep alive?
Elrica.
Elrica?
Eureka.
Ulrika. Yeah.
Elrica.
Ulrika.
Okay.
So close to my name.
Yeah, it's really providing inspiration. Are you affiliated or have you worked alongside Elrica?
It was her doomed expeditions that landed me here.
Very well. Do you have any information on what it is she can do, or what she is, or if she's crazy, or anything of the like? Can you just tell us a little bit about her?
She has very simple magics. But she infuses those magics into her crossbow bolts with deadly results.
Interesting. Does she usually stay in one place? Have like a home base?
No, not for a long time, at least. Maybe a few days in one place. But she keeps moving. She is a predator always on the hunt.
Good to know. Do you have any idea what her path or route might be at this time? Maybe she should be arriving at base number 3 in 2 days' time, sort of thing.
The mission statement is to remain hidden for for 2 weeks. To make Willowford believe that they return to Grimfast with their spoils. And then they will strike roughly 30 feet above us.
Where are they hiding?
They will be moving. I do not know, for I am here.
How many were in the party?
When I got captured, or when we left, there were about 50. When I got captured, I did see some slain. I do not know how many remain. But yes, the forces of Willowfold are well disciplined. They did strike out more than 24, I do know that. Keep looking at over your shoulder with the creek.
His name was Marushu, right?
Yep, Marushu.
Mushu.
How high up are you in the hierarchy of the Refounders?
There is not any official ranks, but you do gain a sense of authority with time. It's something that you feel. But in the grand scheme of things, we will all be made sculptors of the world.
You know, you keep saying that you want to create the world how you want it, but what if the person next to you wants it different than you? What do you do?
Tell them to make their own.
Make their own world.
Or at least their own pocket of it.
Out of curiosity, say we had a change of heart and we wish to join you in your cause. How would we go about doing that?
You see his eye twitch. We would seek you out. We find those that are desperate for a change, who long to seize control. But you will receive no such invitation for the damage that you have caused.
The mortician seems to like us.
The mortician helps us merely out of curiosity and nothing more. He gets excited by our work. I believe he only wishes to see how this plays out, regardless if we succeed or fail. But his research is useful to us, and so our resources are useful to him.
Not pretty much more questions, do you think, Wayne? Cosmo?
And you notice he's been trying to keep his composure, but with that 30 intimidation, he's still pale and he's glancing at like the bear traps and stuff down below and is sweating quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Big fat beads of sweat.
Yeah, the DC for success with this guy was like a 26.
Oh, dang.
That's what you got naturally.
Yeah, only with a crit though.
Yep. A couple of months ago, we faced a group of raiders called the Triad. We took them down, but was that your doing?
No. The Triad was a byproduct of Egorod expanding his reach. They were a group of hopeful thugs that thought that they could claim their own territory and got bullied out of the Badlands by Egorod and sought to conquer Sheragor and were promptly defeated. And then made the fatal mistake of trying to enforce their will on Sanctuary, and the sheriff put a very swift end to that. What you did in Thornwald was Nothing but protect a sad little town from outcasts and losers that have been bullied out by bigger fish.
What details do you know of us, the Paragon?
I know that you are a mercenary group that hail from... Well, you found your roots, at least the first mention of you was in Thurnwald. We know that you made your way to Storison. We know that among your ranks, you have at least 2 magic users. One who uses immense strength. A rather aggressive paladin. And a sky dancer.
Okay. And what do you know of these? And then he's going to hold open his book and have the runes that he drew from his grandpa.
That is unfamiliar to me. But I do not know what they are, but I have seen them before. Well, similar ones, not that exact.
Where?
In my mind, when Zoth speaks.
Have you ever seen those runes on a person?
Never physically. On any surface. It is less the same symbols, but the best I could describe is it is like seeing the same handwriting.
Hmm.
A few questions. Was Belton Free Hollow a member of your organization, or like the Mind Flayer, simply a acquaintance, a friend?
A supplier.
Supplier, okay. Has his death been an interesting ripple throughout your operation?
Inconvenient. Yes.
Suppose that's the best we can do.
But most of his work was already done.
Of course. And another question. You know, your groups are famous for this. Is there any sort of passphrase or code words that your people use to kind of identify each other?
You see his eye twitch again as he wants to keep his mouth shut, but then he glances down at the bear trap. and as he does, he kind of looks down at it, looks back up. Twisting potential.
And one more question. Really important one. Do you have a favorite food?
Cheesecake.
Man of culture. I'll see what I can do. Since you've been so cooperative, you deserve to be rewarded. Speak with Lady Devant. You've been most helpful. I would recommend if you have, well, I mean, it's up to Devant whether you stay or go. We can put in a good word for you if you wish. Stay low for a time. I imagine your people wouldn't be too happy. But do we have any more questions you wish to ask?
Do you like muffins?
Yes.
She'll pull one out and like put it in front of him.
Fortunately, I have lost my appetite.
Don't worry, it comes back.
And kind of looking at Wayne, seeing if there's anything else or if he's kind of satisfied.
You'll see he's kind of looking away and just writing in his journal, writing down everything.
Mhm.
So there's no other questions that come to his mind, at least at the moment.
So yeah, Artavan's gonna like grab the knife on the table and be like, "Well, you've been awfully cooperative, and so we appreciate your help." And he's gonna like kind of slyly kind of hit the bear trap with the knife, so like right in front of him as he's talking, just
Yeah, and he'll full on. Yeah, he'll full on just.
gets me every time. Super clumsy sometimes. Okay, let's put these away.
There's just a
The real
defeated.
deal.
Yeah, just a.
That could have been his face.
Yeah, just a defeated look on his face, but you do see a little bit of relief that it wasn't a bluff as well. So he's like plausible deniability.
It was a real bear trap. And yeah, I think we gather our things. Unless anyone says anything, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
Wayne
good to go.
will. Yeah, Wayne's good.
Okay, and I'll drop that zone of truth. You can lie again. Have a good day. Night, I suppose.
He just kind of sits back in his chair, staring at the muffin.
Definitely poisoned.
As we're walking up, Artavan will kind of like whisper, so he doesn't want people up above hearing, and he doesn't want. the
Oh,
other
this
guy
thing
hearing.
is so soundproof down here. It has to be so thick to
Okay,
keep
cool.
all the water out. Like,
Okay, cool.
like, and
What is
it's
Artavan
very
whisper?
noticeable.
Or I'm
Yeah.
going to whisper to Artavan. No. So he's gonna whisper. He's like, I don't think we should share that passphrase with anybody. If word gets around and too many people are throwing it out, they'll just switch the passphrase.
No, I agree.
I think we should just keep that to ourselves for now.
I am in agreement. I think that one's a little too vital.
Although I imagine Bjorn must already know it if he's one of them, or
That's
pretends
true.
to be.
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably could have just asked him. Okay. Well, let's go tell Lady Devant of our findings, and maybe we can go home and go to bed.
The interrogating's pretty easy. He was really nice.
I'm really glad. I mean, look at this, and he kind of.
He just answered all of my questions.
Oh, I want to. That's what this was. Did you see that little light thing?
I did see that. What was that?
Yeah, look at this. It's like Zani of Tarut.
Oh, a zone of truth. I've heard of these before.
Yeah. I So there's some spells in here that I'm able to cast, some I can't. Luckily, this one worked. And Amelia helped me to figure it out, and I don't know what these words are, but I
Is that why he was answering all of the questions?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, I mean,
Yeah.
he could have just not said anything.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
He was
I
kind of
kinda
scared of
thought
that bear trap, though.
That's kind of why I brought the bear trap in the first place. Yeah. I had all sorts of weird knickknacks. I even have shackles in here still from way back in the day when we got shackles. They never asked for them back, and I still have them. So I just have random things in
Nice.
my bags.
Maybe if we
be
find one of those
extra
crazy people,
convincing.
we can use those shackles.
Hey, that's pretty smart. We're supposed to capture people now. Yeah, let's do that.
And Devon is kind of just like, you just
Bear trap.
am I really that? Am I really not that scary?
Well,
You seem nice.
Aw.
You look kind of. I mean, you're a pretty lady. I feel like it's a little confusing.
I know, but I thought like I was like intimidating, you know, like lady of the house, creature of the night. But I must be losing my touch.
Oh, we can show you a thing or two. I mean, you only have like 4 fangs. I have like 50, so makes sense.
Is that an
Not a
offer?
Canine. No, I think we have. Huh?
You may be a Luperian, but I don't discriminate. Is that an offer?
Which part?
To show me your fangs.
Oh, there.
Never mind.
Like dense.
Yeah. she just
Wayne is just watching. What's happening?
yeah, and she's just like, never mind.
Growing up, like Artavan's best friend has been making moves on him his whole life. And like Armin knew about it, everyone knows about it, but Artavan never caught on, and it became
Yep.
like a joke of the village.
It's the Phineas and Isabella thing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's basically what it is. He would come over. What you doing?
Eating chocolate.
But
Artavan's just like Phineas. It's canon. It's like that's his
yeah,
wonderful character inspiration.
he's gonna start building roller coasters now.
I'm down.
I know what
Yeah.
we're gonna do today.
I know what we're gonna do today.
So she just kind of goes,
Murder. Oh gosh.
well, that was faster than I expected.
Oh, and I told him I'd try and get him some cheesecake. He said it's his favorite food, and for being so cooperative, I thought I'd give him, give it a shot. If he got any, like leftover cheesecake or something.
I'm
I'm a man
sure
of my
we
word.
can. I'm sure we can muster something up. I offered him food. You know what? I think I need a bit to process this and maybe reevaluate some things. But as thanks for, well, very efficient work, I consider your entire stay within Willowfold completely paid for. Not a copper more from you lot. Regardless of where you want to stay, it'll be coming out of my pocket.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure, Amelia would love to hear that. She's high and mighty and kind of noble herself. So, the more fancy I think, the happier she'll be.
I picked up that sense from her as well, and just how she carried herself.
Feeling rather ill right now, that's why she's not here, but
Oh, the poor dear.
yeah.
Well, if if that's all the information you have for me, I feel I need to ponder some of that.
Sure enough. It is getting rather late. We can reconvene tomorrow and discuss the next step.
Of course, and I will secure the perimeter, as it were.
Yeah.
Well,
But he said that he wouldn't target here for at least 2 weeks.
as far as he was told.
Right.
There's one thing you know about those grim, fast warriors, is that if they are anything, it's impulsive.
Fires. Oh, though he had told the truth. Never mind.
Regardless, I thank you for doing what I apparently lack the talent for at the moment.
Well, best of luck to you, pondering and bolstering up your defenses. We shall see you tomorrow.
I believe you shall. Now, toodaloo.
I'd say sleep well, but I don't know if you sleep.
Occasionally. So, as you guys leave, you head out into the rainy city after a way more successful interrogation than I was ever planning on giving you guys. But I mean, you got
Not 20, at 30.
a total of 30.
Yeah.
On an intimidation.
Because I rolled to see how much information. I rolled to see how much information Jane could get out of him, and she's got pretty high charisma. And the highest I got was like a 12. I just did not roll well. I rolled like 4 times with different tactics, and it just
You're kind of setting the DC.
She didn't have a bear trap. She only used fox traps.
No, too small.
they're like rabbit snares.
Mouse traps and
Put their
snares.
finger in it. Ow!
A Chinese finger trap.
Yeah, so
Make it stop, please.
so you step out into the artificial rain and overcast and start making your way back to the inn to turn in for the night. And that is where we are going to end it today. So thank you, everybody who tuned in, lurking or otherwise. Thank you once again, Vampy Unicorn, for subbing for almost an entire year now. Really, really appreciate the support. Be sure to check out our website because we have all our merch stuff on there with the brand new mystery dice bags, which are awesome and really cool. Reiko's art and all that fun stuff. And of course, check out our Patreon because at the highest tier, which is the $10 a month tier, you'll get a permanent discount on everything in our store, regardless of what you get. And eventually we'll be adding patron exclusive merch to the store as well. So you'll get access to pretty much anything that nobody else has access to, including early access and sneak peeks at projects we're working on, and exclusive Discord access to where you can come in, hop in, play some games with us. And speaking of our Patreon, let me roll the D4. Cosmo, can you thank our patrons, please?
Oh, hello again. Hello, D4 fan and Brennan. It's I already said it's nice to meet him. But thank you for coming again and being here every time for us. And I hope you get to see more super cool stuff and very successful interrogations. And I hope you have a great day.
What about she can't read?
Yes, I can.
Either.
Yeah.
I was relying on you
Oh,
to know if
that's right.
you said the right thing or not. But you said this was the script.
Yeah.
The script that Princess went and wrote and just scribbled over.
I can't tell
in
the difference.
crayon.
Yeah.
That might be poop.
All right, but once again, thank you to everybody, and the support is deeply, deeply appreciated. Yeah, and I also apologize for how brain dead I was in the first half. I've been up since 5 a.m. this morning, and so I'm probably gonna go right to bed.
Valid.
But I'll try to. That's what happens when I take an entire week off. I ruin my own sleep schedule, so I'll try to get that back in line before our next episode. But yeah, thank you all once again. We'll see y'all later. Good night.